On Sunday the 19th of October, we paid a visit to our local heritage railway in the small town of Waihi, and the end result of that trip is this video featuring DBRs 1282 and 1199 in operation, as well as a ride aboard a specific passenger coach I don't normally see, and an unexpected cab ride aboard a DBR 1199. And yes, I made sure to thank Dean, the engine driver, for the cab ride. There were two public passenger services that day, leaving Waihi at 9:45 am and 11:30 am respectively. Ahead of the two public services, there was a special for at least 100 runners, who were taking part in an event by the name of Trail Trilogy. At least, I think that's what it was called. I kept remembering the name wrong throughout the day. I was initially confused as to why they stopped with the coaches short of the platform, but I soon realised that it was to allow DBR 1282 to be uncoupled. As for why the locomotives were in a top and tail formation in the first place, I have no idea. Although both of the Goldfields DBRs were out on the line, only 1199 had her prime mover running. 1282 was essentially dead weight, but Dean explains that he put both engines on because he wanted a clear view in both directions. Come to think of it, it's harder to believe that it's been almost 3 years since DBRs 1282 and 1199 joined the Goldfields fleet. It was finally time to go for a ride along the 6 kilometers of track to Waihi, and this time I took the opportunity to ride aboard AL 1759. She is a 50-foot steel body coach built at NZR's Addington workshops in 1931, originally as a normal coach, but she would later be modified as a car van in 1970. For reference, the term car van means a passenger coach with a guard's compartment at one end. You can find other examples of car vans in preservation on the Glen Afton line, Glenbrook Vintage Railway, and other heritage lines throughout New Zealand. This was my view out the window as we approached a spot that I refer to as Robbers Crossing. The nickname came about from the Great Train Robbery event of January 2025, when Class 40 number D326 was brought back from the dead. Jokes aside, it was actually when a group of cowboys and cowgirls on horseback held up the train and ransacked all the passengers of their crunchy bars. A highlight of the journey is the bridge over State Highway 2, around 2/3 of the way from Waihi to Waikino. The Goldfields Railway is notable for being the only heritage railway in New Zealand to cross a state highway, and when they come to the bridge, they normally slow down to 5 km/h. I can't remember if that's the speed limit, or if they just slow down to allow passengers plenty of time to admire the view. In any case, the trains normally run at around 22 to 25 km/h on this line. Upon arrival at Waihi North Station, the DBRs were uncoupled and ran around the train, and when I had the chance, I looked around passenger coach A1288. She was built at NZR's Newmarket workshops in 1913, and has been modified to accommodate wheelchairs in preservation. In the past, I've been told by some of the railway's volunteers that if wheelchair-bound people want to ride on the train, they have to ring up in advance, so the crews know when to put A1288 on the train. Most of the time, I've seen Goldfields run their train without this coach. Not long after the DBRs had coupled up, Dean invited me up to 1199's cab, which was quite the pleasant surprise, and it reminded me of a quote from an American YouTuber by the name of Heis. His quote was, "Never ask and never say no." I didn't get much footage on the way back to Waihi, as we were chatting about various railway topics. When the DBRs run around their train in Waihi, they have to go a short distance into the shed, in which I spotted a TR-845, a semi-recent addition to the Goldfields fleet. She arrived on the railway in February 2025 and has yet to start hauling passenger trains. Instead of riding on the 11:30 service, we decided to chase the DBRs to Waihi and back, after which we set off for home. For now, I thank you all for watching, and highly recommend visiting the Goldfields Railway for yourself if you ever get the chance to do so. I'll leave you with footage from The Chase, not the game show hosted by Bradley Walsh unfortunately, and the video will end with footage of the DBRs approaching Cornwall Street in Waihi.